Welcome to Bold Talk series where creativity, leadership, ideas, and innovation come together. My name is Ludvik, and today I have a privilege to have a short one-on-one conversation with Rosie Sherry, founder and CEO at Ministry of Testing. Rosie, great seeing you. Welcome to our Bold Talk series. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Epi. I'm good, thanks.
Great. Well, great to have you here. Rosie, Ministry of Testing, what really caught me in my eyes, we were working with one of our partners and I came across that. I said, I got to talk to you because this is very unique. So, what sparked your interest in testing space? How did you get started in this field and why the name Ministry of Testing?
Yeah, so I've been in tech for about 25 years now, almost 25 years, which sounds a bit crazy to say, but my first job in tech was being a software tester, basically. Um, so I was doing that for a few years, and along the way, I discovered like this idea of community, and I kind of fell in love with like the concept of community, and I was trying to figure out how can I do community, um, and because of my knowledge of software testing, I kind of felt like there wasn't enough community things out there at the time. This is like going back to like 2007. So I decided to just experiment and have a play around and start building community for software testers. We originally started out as the software testing club, and then as we grew, we kind of evolved into Ministry of Testing as a brand.
Nice. And the name, how did the name came up, Ministry of Testing?
Just trying to be fun, trying to brainstorm names, and trying to sound serious, but at the same time, uh, not too serious. A lot of people think we're like some official board or government agency sometimes, just because of
Yeah.
the ministry part. Um, but yeah, really, it's nothing to do with that. It's more like we're serious about software testing basically, and we want to show that and all sorts of fun name.
Nice. Now, like beside the community, and then is there anything else that you guys do in terms of Ministry of Testing, or primarily on the events and in the community?
Yeah, so we do a conference. We used to do many conferences a year, but now we just do the one conference every year in Brighton. So that's called Test Bash. Um, and then outside of that, I guess online, we run a lot of things. So one is the community aspect. Um, and really like everything else we do kind of aligns with trying to advance the software testing industry. So we publish articles, we create courses. We're currently working on a curriculum certification for software testers. So we've got one for test automation at the moment, and we're just releasing a new one that's called Essentials, which is targeted at new testers to the industry.
Mm.
And we work very closely with the community with that. So it's entirely like community led. All the voices and the content is created by the community, but very much managed by us. And so it really needs kind of an organization behind
Yeah,
it, because it's literally a year to create one course
I
with
can
the
imagine.
community. So it's quite an intense process. Um, and yeah, we also do a thing called Test and Trends, which is kind of trying to keep on top of the trends in the industry. And we publish kind of news pieces, I guess you could call it. And that's very much driven by what we see in the tech industry as a whole, but also directly from what testers are talking about. And we try to surface what we think is interesting, and other people should be more aware of.
Yeah. Well, this is a very unique community, Rosie. Can you share some of your the biggest challenges you face while building communities in testing world?
Yeah, I guess like the biggest challenge is like deciding what to do really, and trying to make it sustainable as a business, whilst also keeping that um, community vibe that we have. And it's not been easy. We've had our ups and downs, trying many things out, trying to like really invest back into the community, but also trying to get the community to see that we're actually really invested in them, and we're trying our best to build something that's meaningful for them, but also doesn't stress us out as a team too much. So I guess like finding that balance is quite tricky and forever changing as the world kind of changes around us. With COVID being like the obvious example of that.
I can imagine. Now, how do you see the role of community evolving in the specific in the software testing ecosystem?
Yeah, community is kind of something I put a lot of thought into, and at the moment, I feel like community people are kind of like researchers, or they should be researchers, or they should be like journalists. They should be they should understand the space that they operate in,
Mm.
and as part of that, perhaps part of it is like trying to raise the voices around them as a result of their research and things like that. So it's like I guess like a lot of people associate community with, oh, let's have fun, let's get together, let's have conversations. But actually, like community is like trying to take action based on those conversations, or trying to figure out how to help the people, or trying to figure out how to help the industry.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I remember a friend of mine was telling me a long time ago. He said to me, "A network gives you reach, a community gives you power." And
Yeah,
it's amazing, like when you get that right, how much power you can create, and that power pretty much is it's mutual because the everyone benefits to it. So, in terms of trends, Rosie, what are the latest trends you see emerging in the world of software testing?
yeah. I guess like the obvious one is AI and the advancement of tech.
Hmm.
We just held a conference in September, and it was a 2 day conference, and one day was dedicated to AI. Um, I still feel like it's like really early days with how AI can actually benefit testing, but I think it has potential. But maybe the potential isn't what we anticipate that it will be. I don't like making predictions or specific predictions, but um, yeah, I guess like there's a lot of tools that are adopting AI, but maybe we need to think outside of the box when it comes to testing. Maybe it's something completely new that comes, or maybe testing changes because of AI, because the whole development process changes.
Hmm.
It's hard to know, but certainly a lot of interest um, from the community and progress being made, but it still feels like very early days where people are trying to get into it, but still a lot of people don't get to play with AI or use AI because the organization isn't really using it yet, and it's still very high level scenarios where they get to explore it.
Yeah. Do you foresee a manual testing becoming obsolete?
I'm not a fan of the term manual testing. I think we, as an industry, tend to separate manual and automation, or manual and AI, or um, and really there isn't separation in those things. We're still, at the end of the day, people working on projects, and while certain aspects might be automated, there's always going to be a manual aspect. And I've definitely like had many conversations with testers who are test automation experts, and they're hired for that, but in reality they rarely do a lot of actual automation because they're so busy doing so many other tasks that they actually don't get to the automation part of it as much as they would like. So it's like um, I think that's something that perhaps people don't realize is happening, or they're not talking about as much. But I feel it has a negative impact
Mm.
on the community because we're all worried about, like, are we keeping our skills up to date? And then recruiters are looking for those technical skills when actually, in reality, maybe those technical skills could be learned on the job, and more investing in people,
Mm.
and their brain power, their people power, rather than um, very specific tech skills.
Yeah. Um, how do you envision the future of testing, or maybe like what are the latest trends you see emerging in this space? And are there any disruptive technologies or methodologies you're particularly excited about? We know a bunch of crowdsourced testing platforms. That's exciting for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. Like if AI can get rid of a lot of the mundane aspects of testing, I think that's pretty that could be pretty powerful.
Mm.
Um, and I guess I have a friend. I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but he he works at a startup, and their software is like something around like analyzing the flow of code changes. So if an error occurs, and AI can like tell you why it's occurred and where to go and fix it. So it's like it's not necessarily AI fixing everything for
Yeah,
you.
I love
It's
that.
it's helping you like be better at your job. And to me, that's like, oh, that's exciting. And that excites me more than, for example, a test case management tool that can help you write better tests. It's like that doesn't excite me as much as a new way of thinking around how AI could support the whole development process, not just testing.
Yeah. Well, we believe that, there's always a need for a human in a loop, no matter what, how great of an AI can become. However, when you look at as we go and move into the future, obviously there'll be more and more large language models being trained and executed in the right way. Like for example, those type of things that the AI can do. It's really exciting. That can really speed up a whole process in terms of the like mundane work and all that stuff. Now, Rosie, uh, what does the word bold mean to you?
Bold. I guess like if I was bold, I would uh, go forward with what I believe and with confidence, perhaps.
Well said. Well, you are bold, Rosie. You you got that community going in the testing, which is I know how hard is it to build a community from scratch. So, congratulations on your achievements. Thank you for joining me on this Bold Talk series, and look forward to seeing you soon again. Until next time, take care, be great, and be bold always.
Thank you.